Hi guys, so this is the Jim face, and if you've ever seen The Office, if you've ever, seen any episode of The Office, I don't think there was any episode that Jim did not pull off this face. You know exactly what this is. This look was the satisfying silent commentary that we all got on all the shenanigans and the antics that took place at the office. And this look was the signal for what the heck is going on. I can't believe this is my life right now, or we both see what's going on here, right? Something's not right here. Hi, by the way, it's Susan here. If you're new around here, welcome. And if you're not new around here, how's it going? Different characters on The Office pulled off the Jim face. In fact, even the people that were not necessarily the main characters pulled off this face as well. But for all to be well with the world and to make sure that you guys have a good night's sleep without any confusion from today on as to what exactly this faces meant or the different variations of this Jim face means, I decided to do this video. But before we start, I want us to look at the real definition of what the Jim face is so that there's no confusion for those of you that are watching this. The Jim face, according to the Urban Dictionary, and yes, I'm using the Urban Dictionary, sue me. The Jim face is the face that Jim Hapert from The Office, the US version, makes when he looks at the camera. Jim facing is actually another definition in the Urban Dictionary, and it is a sideways glance in reaction to events taking place. It's named after the character Jim Hapert on The Office, played by John Krasinski. Some people say that this was the face that JD Vance pulled off during the debate with Tim Walls because he thought that Tim might have been lying. I don't know. I have no comments about this, to be honest. I can't really. I looked at that video and I don't exactly think that it was the same face. I think he was probably just looking to his campaign members to help him out with something, with the time, some information or whatever. So I don't exactly think that was a Jim face, but let me know in the comments if you think that was a Jim face. Anyway, before we go on, if you enjoy this kind of content, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. It goes a long way to help. Straight into today's conversation, we're going to be talking about the different people that pulled off the Jim face in The Office. We're going to talk about what Creed's Jim's face meant, what Ryan's Jim's face meant, what Pam, Micheal, Dwight, Toby's Jim's faces meant on this video. And let's start with Creed's Jim's face. Now, we all know that Creed always felt like he wasn't supposed to be there because he was probably the eldest, and he felt like a lot of things that were now going on at the office at that time wasn't exactly relevant, and he did not really have much to add. So he did not even really know what he was there for. He just knew that he was employed, and if he did not even know what, I guess, the title of his role meant, I really wonder, what he was doing there.
It was all mine.
Oh, thanks. I'm really looking forward to sitting down with you and finding out more about what you do here.
Anytime.
Yeah. What do you do here?
The translation of Creed's face was usually something along the lines of, do they know that I'm not qualified to be here? I hope I'm not saying the wrong thing kind of look. That was usually the translation of Creed's face. Another thing we see with Creed was that sometimes I believe that he was doing some things that were illegal outside of work, and because the crew members were only capturing the things that were going on in the office, we did not really know that. But we would be able to tell from the way that he gives eye contact to the camera that something was off, or he had done something. He had committed a crime maybe 5 minutes ago or last night, and he hopes that nobody knows of the crime that he committed. So this was what I translated to be the meaning of Creed's Jim's face, or Jim face. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to call it Jim face. So let's talk about Ryan's Jim face. Now, Ryan's Jim face, I believe, transitioned over the years while he was at Dunder Mifflin. There was a Jim face that Ryan pulled when he was a temp, so when he started overseeing the Scranton branch from corporate, and when he got arrested for fraud and had to come back as secretary. There was a difference between his Jim face. So Ryan will always give the Jim face when he's confused as a temp. He was just coming into the office. It was a bit confused as to why people were not acting professionally sometimes, so he would always give a look, especially with Micheal, when Micheal is having a meeting with all the salespeople, everyone at work, and he says the most inappropriate and unhinged things.
He can heal leopards.
Michael,
I'm Jesus, David, and you know why? Because Phyllis, a woman, has usurped my role as Santa.
Michael,
What?
this is a very, very bad time.
Really?
And Ryan just looks at the camera and is like, why am I here? Is this my life right now? That was the translation of Ryan's dream face. When Ryan went to corporate and he was kind of overseeing the Scranton branch, he kind of felt that he was better than everybody at this point, having risen to that level as young as he was. So he would always give the look of, I'm better than you. I'm not supposed to be here. You're privileged to even have me here kind of look. Whenever I say something proud or arrogant in that sense or conceited, he would always look at the camera as well. Then this look transitioned back to the first look when he got arrested. He was now a bit humbled. For example, when he came back as secretary and Micheal was one that made sure that he was able to come back to work for Dunder Mifflin because corporate did not want to have anything to do with him anymore. Micheal got a goatee, like a beard, just like Ryan, and he was just staring at the camera like, am I back to this world? Why did this guy get the same haircut as I did just because I'm coming back here? Like, don't tell me I'm back to this. That was the translation of, I believe, translation of his dream face. Okay, let's talk about Michael's dream face. Micheal carried this show, as we all know, when he left, I believe, in season 7 or 8. I can't remember which season he left, but we felt his absence. And so his dream face was a whole lot of different things that I can't really, get into on this video. It's like it deserves a video of its own. Usually it would come up when he's having fun. Micheal was a people pleaser. He always wanted people to be like happy with him and not be upset with him. And even when people are like visibly upset with what he's doing, he would try his best and do sometimes inappropriate things to get him not to be upset with him anymore, which most times doesn't work. Michael's dream face will come up when maybe they're having fun and someone stops the fun, and it's usually Toby. And that's why Micheal hated Toby so much. He would usually just look at the camera and be like, why is this even happening? Or for example, in that Staying Alive scene where they were trying to practice CPR and what would happen in case somebody collapses like Stanley did, he would always look at the camera when he says the most inappropriate things or says offensive things that he can't take back. That was usually Michael's MO. He would not, his gym face would always come up when he's trying to sometimes even say something that he has no idea about, or when he's rambling. Okay, when he doesn't even know the point of what he's saying and he just says it anyway. That was Micheal for you. Micheal was pretty confused, I would say. Let's talk about Pam's gym face. Pam's gym face was mostly when Micheal was frustrating her, and sometimes it would happen in person, sometimes over the phone when Micheal demands something from her.
Hey.
Of course, we know that Pam worked very closely with Micheal, so he always had a lot of things, to ask from her, sometimes relevant to work, sometimes not. And so this was really, really upsetting for Pam. Sometimes when she's unable to know how to respond or react, she'll always pull the gym face and just look at the camera and be like, why am I here? Why am I here? That was the translation. Toby's gym face. Now I tried to look for a lot of conversations that had Toby's gym face. Toby definitely pulled off his gym face in different scenarios, but I think in most cases it was usually he being among two people that were fighting. For example, there was a scene where he was between Gabe and Andy Bernard, and we both know Andy Bernard and Gabe were they were enemies. Now Andy Bernard did not exactly really like Gabe, but Gabe hated Andy Bernard because I believe that Andy Bernard was trying to get close to Erin, and he really liked Erin. So he hated anything to do with Andy Bernard. So there was a time they were having a conversation where I think Andy was applying for a position and Gabe was the one taking the interview. HR was there, so Toby had to be there. And Gabe was asking irrelevant things. He was asking questions that he knew that Andy Bernard would not know the answer to, just because they did not want him to have that position. And so Toby was in the middle of it, and he knew the reason why this was happening. So he just kept looking at the camera at different points in that scenario, and he was like, why, what is this? That was his face. Like, why am I even here? Like, why does HR have to put up with this? That was the translation of his face. Anyway, let's talk about Dwight's gym face.
Look at that. I'm Jim Hapert. Spot on. A little comment.
We all know that Jim played a lot of pranks with Dwight in the office, and a lot of times Dwight fell for these pranks. Jim will say things that are not necessarily serious. Dwight will fall for it as well. And some other times, Dwight would intimidate people in the office, like he was always intimidating Kevin and Phyllis and even sometimes Pam in the office. And when he says some of those things, he would look at the camera and give a sort of self-assuring look to the camera, like, yes, I did that. Okay, I did that. That was his look. That was the translation of his look. Now let's talk about Jim's gym face. Now we all know that Jim had the most epic gym face in all of TV history. And honestly, I don't think that anyone could have pulled off a gym face like Jim. Jim's face would always signify, help me, I don't want to be here. Or when Micheal would say the most unhinged things, or Micheal would start inappropriate jokes, or he starts a business meeting and is going off point, they're just there and there's nothing he can do, or he says something that is not right, he gets spellings wrong. You know, for example, when he was for example, when he talked about the pyramid scheme, when he was talking about how, you know, the process wasn't exactly a pyramid scheme and someone just gives money to the next person, and Micheal just went up there and drew a literal pyramid on the board.
Each, the more people that get involved, the more people who are investing, the more money we're all going to make. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not even a scheme per se. It's
So, like, those were the kind of scenarios where, you know, Jim will give a Jim face, right? When, you know, things like that happen and it's like, am I the only one seeing this? The other time where Jim will give a Jim face is when, like, Dwight says also takes himself too seriously. Dwight was a nerd, right? So he would always do, like, I don't know the word to use to describe the things that Dwight would do, but Jim would always give the Jim face when Dwight, you know, did stuff like that. Besides Jim's Jim face, I want to know who pulled off your favorite Jim face on The Office. I really want to know in the comments. Was it Toby? Was it Pam? Was it Dwight? Was it Micheal? Let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. 90% of the people that have been watching my videos, at least for the past month or two, are not subscribed yet. So please subscribe to get more videos like this. And thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.